Most murder investigations begin with a missing person report, a worried family member, a phone call, someone asking where a person went. But this case was different, because when investigators discovered the body in a rural field, nobody came looking for him. No family, no friends, no employer, no records, no identity. It was as if the man had never officially existed at all. But as detectives dug deeper into the mystery, they uncovered something even stranger. A notebook written in a language nobody could understand, a military photograph linked to no country on Earth, and evidence that this man had spent more than a decade living completely outside modern society. The question wasn't just who killed him. The real question was, who spends an entire lifetime disappearing from the world before they're even dead? The body was discovered just after sunrise by a farmer driving along the edge of a rural property. At first glance, it looked like a homeless man sleeping in the grass. But when deputies arrived at the scene, they immediately realized something was wrong. The victim had suffered severe blunt force trauma to the head. The attack had been violent, personal, intentional. Yet despite the brutality of the murder scene, there was almost nothing investigators could use to identify the victim. No wallet, no identification, no phone, no keys, no vehicle nearby. Nothing. The man appeared to be between 55 and 70 years old. Weathered skin, gray beard, worn boots, layers of old clothing that looked repaired repeatedly by hand. There were no labels on most of the garments. Several appeared modified manually using thread and crude stitching. At first, investigators assumed identification would happen quickly. Fingerprint databases would solve the mystery. Dental records would provide a match. A missing persons report would eventually connect the victim to a family somewhere. But days passed, then weeks, and nothing appeared. No fingerprint match. No dental match. No DNA match. No missing persons report. It was as if the man had never interacted with modern systems at all. That possibility deeply disturbed investigators. Because in the modern world, disappearing completely is almost impossible. No taxes. No bank account. No employment records. No medical history. No government identification. Nothing. Detectives eventually concluded the victim may have spent over a decade living entirely off the grid. No lease agreements. No utilities. No registered address. No digital footprint whatsoever. The deeper investigators looked, the stranger the case became. Near the body, detectives discovered a handmade notebook wrapped carefully in cloth. Inside were over 200 pages of writing. But nobody could understand the language. At first, investigators believed it might be Eastern European. Then possibly a rare regional dialect. Then maybe military code. Linguists from multiple universities reviewed the notebook. None could identify the writing system completely. The symbols repeated in strange patterns. Some resembled distorted letters. Others looked entirely invented. For months, investigators publicly referred to it simply as the unidentified language. Then came another disturbing discovery. Inside the victim's jacket was a faded photograph. The image showed the man decades younger, standing in military uniform. The problem was, no military organization recognized it. Not officially. Researchers compared insignias, patches, buttons, and stitching patterns across dozens of countries. Nothing matched. Online forums became obsessed with the image. Conspiracy theories exploded. Former intelligence operative. War criminal. Cold War experiment. Runaway spy. Secret military defector. But investigators found no evidence supporting any theory. Meanwhile, local residents slowly began recognizing the victim from police sketches. Several people described seeing a man matching his appearance living near wooded areas outside town for years. Always alone. always polite. Some claimed he occasionally traded small repair work for food. Others said he avoided eye contact and never stayed near populated areas long. One witness recalled offering him money once. The man refused it. Instead, he asked for batteries. That detail stayed with investigators because it suggested survival, not homelessness. He wasn't wandering aimlessly. He appeared to be intentionally detached from society. Then, forensic linguists made a breakthrough. The notebook language wasn't foreign at all. It was self-created. A cipher system invented by the victim himself. Essentially an entirely private written language. Investigators spent years attempting partial translation. Certain repeated symbols appeared connected to dates, locations, possibly names. But most of the notebook remains undecoded even today. The existence of the cipher changed the psychological profile completely. This wasn't someone accidentally isolated from society. This was someone intentionally hiding from it. And then, detectives confronted the most disturbing question of all. If nobody knew he existed, who killed him? Because homicide requires connection, conflict, recognition. Someone knew this man well enough to find him in isolation, well enough to approach him without immediate alarm, and violent enough to kill him in a remote field where nobody would hear it happen. But investigators never identified a suspect. No witnesses. No weapon. No forensic matches. Nothing. Years later, the victim was buried under a temporary name, John Doe. No family ever came forward. No friends attended the burial. No organization claimed him. And somewhere locked inside evidence storage, the notebook still remains. 200 pages written by a man who may have spent most of his life trying not to be found. A man who disappeared from society long before he disappeared from the world. And maybe the most unsettling part of the entire case is the possibility that somewhere inside that notebook, he explained exactly who he was. But nobody alive can read it. Do you think this man was hiding from something, or hiding because of something he had done? And if he spent years erasing himself from society, who finally managed to find him? Leave your theory in the comments below. If you want to uncover more dark truths and hidden histories, subscribe to FrameTale HQ, hit the notification bell, and leave your thoughts on this story in the comments below. Until next time, keep searching for the truth.